And she's changed. She's not the daughter I knew. My daughter was a much more giving, loving person than she is now.
What if the most scrutinised Duchess on earth never actually carried the heirs now stamped on Britain's line of succession? Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the rabbit hole that refuses to stay closed. Did Meghan Markle really give birth to Archie and Lilibet? Or are we watching the slickest PR mirage in modern royal history? Buckle up. From family bombshells to moonbump slow-mo, we're separating receipts from rumour while asking the question no mainstream outlet dares print. But to understand why the internet even went there, we have to rewind, way before fairy tale weddings and Netflix deals.
The royals own me. Harry owes me. Meghan owes me. What I've been through, I should be rewarded for.
Long before Prince Harry's velvet tux caught camera flashes inside St. George's Chapel, Thomas Markle Sr. allegedly spilled an awkward family secret. His daughter had frozen her eggs, just in case. That offhand remark, repeated in tabloid interviews, cracked open a door conspiracy bloggers sprinted through. Not long after, Meghan's half-brother, Thomas Markle Jr., upped the ante, claiming she'd undergone a full hystericy years earlier. Crucially, no hospital, doctor, or document backs him up, and major newsrooms have never verified the quote. Still, in the echo chamber of Royal Tube and TikTok, the claim became gospel overnight.
To hear, that I'm ghosted and I don't exist, and she did this on her own, is very hurtful.
The storyline that followed was irresistible clickbait. Frozen eggs lost because storage bills hit $8,000 a month. A sudden medical hurdle, and voila, 2 children appear years later, raising eyebrows about timelines that don't quite line up. Whether you buy it or not, the seed was planted, and it sprouted into the internet's favourite palace whodunit. Then came the footage that poured rocket fuel on the fire. Spring 2019. Meghan, 9 months pregnant, squats down to greet a child on a charity walkabout. Online sleuths zoom, freeze frame, and swear her belly folds like fabric.
Well, the bottom line I know for a fact is that she had frozen her eggs and had planned to come back, and she had come back for frozen. She had flown back to get her eggs.
The term moonbump, slang for a movie prop pregnancy pad, trends within hours. The Sussex camp shrugs off the chatter, yet every public appearance from that day forward gets dissected like the Zapruder film. Fast forward to June 2025. Meghan uploads a throwback of herself twerking in a maternity ward, lip-syncing to Baby Mama Dance. Supporters gush, critics howl. That bump doesn't jiggle, props don't. The Telegraph calls the reaction a bonkers conspiracy revival, while Newsweek notes that the clip Markle posted to silence critics did the opposite.
She's allegedly wearing no makeup. Meanwhile, she's got like the perfect blowout. Like she's completely camera ready. And she also is pretending like she's crying. There isn't a tear in sight. It's an actor's trick.
Reigniting claims she was never pregnant at all. From well-lit hospital corridors that seem suspiciously equipment-free to her energetic moves moments before alleged labour, every frame becomes evidence. Hashtags explode. Even self-identified nurses weigh in, arguing there's no IV line, no monitors, no sense she's in active labour. It's internet court, and Meghan is tried in absentia, sentence pending. Yet for every viral gif, there's a debunker brandishing official paperwork. Enter the skeptics of the skeptics.
40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture, flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
In December 2021, PolitiFact labelled the surrogate theory unfounded, citing 2 birth certificates, eyewitness reports, and the legal fallout that would ensue if an heir's lineage were falsified. Vice called the rumour Q-adjacent fan fiction, pointing to how the same forums have claimed everyone from Beyoncé to Kate Middleton use stand-in babies. Their argument is simple. Forging UK birth documents carries serious prison time. No midwife, doctor, or hospital administrator has come forward, despite lucrative tabloid fees.
And this was one of the most every mother out there will understand. She wants us to put together a fruit crudité board for our children in the morning. Now, look, Maureen.
I can't.
Look at this.
I can't.
And even Meghan's harshest British press critics stopped short of alleging outright fraud in print because libel laws cut deep. Still, mythbusters face an uphill climb. In the internet age, debunk threads average a tenth of the views of a juicy gotcha montage. The paperwork, however, does raise its own set of eyebrows. On Archie's original May 2019 birth certificate, the mother's line read Rachel Meghan Markle. But barely 2 weeks later, the document was quietly amended to Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Royal aides called it a clerical request, yet tabloids pounced, framing it as a calculated move to distance Meghan's Hollywood identity from her new royal persona. The Sun splashed a headline about Namegate, and Vanity Fair published a full explainer. Conspiracy channels leapt on the change. Was this about legal custody, surrogate secrecy, rebranding the mother of a future prince? The palace response? Silence. And in a vacuum, silence sounds an awful lot like confirmation bias. Add to that the visual silence that followed birth itself. Royal watchers know the drill. New parents emerge from St Mary's Hospital, baby swaddled, flashbulbs blazing. Think Diana, Kate, even Fergie. The Sussexes broke tradition, opting for a private home birth at Frogmore Cottage. No hospital steps, no press pen, just an Instagram post hours later. Supporters called it a necessary shield against toxic tabloids. Skeptics cried, convenient, no bump on exit, no crying newborn, nothing to verify. Combined with a global pandemic that later limited paparazzi in LA, genuine candid shots remained scarce. For armchair detectives, every absence became proof of a cover-up. Meanwhile, a different paperwork drama was quietly brewing across the Atlantic. Reports surfaced in June 2025 that King Charles hesitated to allow HRH styling on Archie and Lilibet's British passports, allegedly delaying their issuance for 6 months. A New York Post summary claimed the Sussexes feared a deliberate blockade. Vanity Fair outlined how Harry even considered using Spencer as a fallback surname. Palace sources deny meddling, but insiders say the HRH debate is far from settled. For conspiracy theorists, the title scuffle is the smoking gun. If the Crown questions the kid's status, maybe it knows something we don't. Reality is murkier. Royal titles are political kryptonite, and Charles faces pressure to slim the monarchy. Still, the delay fuels the narrative that something about these children requires closer scrutiny. And where there's royal power, analysts see possible motives. Why would any couple risk the biggest charade in Windsor history? One theory says brand equity. Parenthood locks Meghan into royal relevance, even as a non-working duchess. 2 photogenic children equal lifelong storylines, merchandising possibilities, and a buffer against critics who label her just another ex-actress. Another argues leverage. Descendants inside the line of succession give Harry and Meghan bargaining chips in future negotiations with the Crown, from security funding to Netflix IP. Yet every motive still hangs on a missing if. If she never gave birth, where's the surrogate, the paperwork, the payoff trail? Even the Telegraph notes that 5 years in, no reliable source has produced hospital invoices, staff whistleblowers, or legal filings. Until that happens, motive remains as speculative as the theory itself. Which brings us to the deafening quiet from Buckingham Palace. Official Dom's strategy is classic royal crisis management. Never complain, never explain. But in the algorithm era, silence can amplify suspicion. Each unanswered claim spawns a dozen new TikToks. Every legal threat gets reframed as proof of a deeper secret. Even fact-checkers admit the sheer volume of content makes total myth-busting impossible. For Harry and Meghan, the risk is twofold. Genuine defamation suits hang over conspiracy influencers, yet public trust erodes one viral clip at a time. For the monarchy, enabling rumours sets a dangerous precedent. If birth can be questioned today, legitimacy itself can be questioned tomorrow. So, did Meghan Markle stage the biggest bumpgate of the century? Or is she the victim of the internet's wildest royal fever dream? Official documents say the children are hers. No court, doctor, or mainstream paper has proven otherwise. Yet unanswered curiosities, name tweaks, title spats, twerking hospital videos keep oxygen flowing to a conspiracy that may never fully burn out. Your turn. Sift the receipts, weigh the motives, and drop your verdict in the comments. Because in an age where clicks sometimes matter more than coronets, the line between fairy tale family and palace plot twist is only a rumour away, and the next chapter could expose even more than a moon bump ever could.